So just settling into a comfortable position wherever you are. If you've got a chair, possibly just allowing the body to find a comfortable and alert position just on the chair, whether using the support of the back of the chair or moving the body forward, allowing the knees to just be a little bit below the hips. Or maybe you are standing. Or maybe you're seated on a floor, on a cushion, or maybe even on a bus, in the car, but making sure you're somewhere where you're able to somehow find a little bit of stillness and quiet as we start this practice together, this short 5-minute awareness of breathing and thinking practice. Just allowing attention just to move on to noticing the position of the body. Now we're going to use just one anchor for attention in this practice, which will be either the breath or the position of the hands. And maybe even just getting curious right now about these sensations. So maybe bringing just one hand onto the chest and maybe one hand onto the belly. And really getting curious and investigating this movement of the breath or the sensations of the hands with their placement on the belly and the chest. In this practice, just noticing when the mind is quickly pulled into thinking, into thoughts, maybe thoughts about what may come after this moment, so into the future and planning. Maybe it's working on your grocery list or imagining a conversation you may have today or thinking about checking email, whatever it is, just noticing this and returning attention back onto that chosen anchor, whether it's the breath and the sensations of the breath in and out, or it's just the position of the hands. And again, here just noticing when the mind is quickly pulled back to thinking, maybe even thinking about thinking. Am I even thinking? What am I thinking about? Knowing that this is a very important part of the practice. We're not trying to clear the mind. We're not trying to have an empty mind. We're not trying to have no thoughts. The practice is to notice when the mind moves into thinking. And we're just going to gently and kindly return it back to that anchor for attention, the breath or the sensations in the hands. And if helpful, when noticing thoughts or getting caught up in thoughts, just maybe noting or labeling the thoughts. Oh, thinking about the past conversation I've already had or an email I sent. Okay. Or maybe labeling the kind of thoughts. Maybe they're really fast right now. Maybe there's the same thought floating by. Maybe there's actually no thoughts as attention gets pulled to thoughts. Sometimes there can be the experience of having a blank mind for a moment and just noticing that as well. And once you notice this, just returning attention back onto the breath of the hands. Some people sometimes when noticing thoughts, a metaphor could be helpful, starting to see thoughts that are moving across the mind's eye as though thoughts are moving across a cinema screen and you're in the audience observing them. trying to really notice their formation, their lingering or their quick passing. And again, just noticing if there's a tendency to suddenly be in the actual movie rather than watching the thoughts on the cinema screen, getting pulled completely into now the key star of this movie. And part of the practice is just to notice this and see if it's possible to get back into that chair and the audience and observing thoughts again. And we're really going to just try to place attention just onto the sensations of the breath moving in and out of the body, or the sensations of the hands, wherever they may be. Spending just a few moments here before closing off this practice and moving on to the next few moments of your day.